அடபோச்சே.
வெல்கம் பேக் நேர்களே. ஸோ இந்த வாரம் வந்து we're going to continue from last week. மேரேஜ் இல்லை சிங்கிள்ஹுட் எது பெட்டர்? ஸோ நம்ம சிங்கிள்ஹுட்டை பற்றி கொஞ்சம் ஓரளவுக்கு பேசியாச்சு. நீங்களாம் சிங்கிளாக இருந்த காலத்தில் பற்றி பேசியாச்சு. இப்போ உங்களுக்கெல்லாம் கல்யாணம் ஆகிட்டு சரியா? வாட் ஆர் பெனிஃபிட்ஸ் ஆஃப் பீயிங் மேரிட்? Let's start from you since we started just now.
I feel like marriage, I would talk about being in a relationship ஆரம்பத்தில் அங்கே ஆரம்பிக்கிறேன். ஒரு ரிலேஷன்ஷிப்பில் இருந்தால் you learn a lot more about yourself. You can never get that single. In my opinion lah. And ஏன்னா மற்றவங்களோட அவ்வளோ இன்டிமேட்டாக இருக்கிறது. not talking about physical intimacy, like அந்த emotional intimacy and all that, right?
Sharing the emotions.
No, it's and the intimate level, if you have a relationship, we're not talking about like intimate conversation.
Meaning seeing the real you, like without any filter.
Okay. Like like நாமெல்லாம் when we talk all that, there is intimate at the maximum capability already, right? Because we're not living with one another, we are not in a different mindset lah. We're talking to a partner right. Per se, right? Your mindset completely different, the content of your conversation completely different, all that. You are not there to chill sort of conversation. That's very many conversations, and it's a lot more of a
heart to heart.
Illa, I would say it's more there's a lot more work involved in a romantic relationship. என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் and you learn a lot more about yourself. ஏன்னா உங்களோட பேசுகிற விதம், the way you take feedback, மற்றவங்க ஏதாவது சொன்னால், if let's say you are triggered, you will learn why you are triggered about something. If you are conscious about இந்த மாதிரி யோசனையெல்லாம், like ஒருத்தவங்க ஏதாவது சொல்லிட்டு like பண்ண ஏதாவது உங்ககிட்ட சொல்லிட்டு you realize you're getting irritated. If you're conscious about all these things, you'll start to think about ஏன் எனக்கு இந்த மாதிரி irritate ஆகுது, ஏன்னா ஈகோ பிரச்சனையா, am I insecure about all this, all that. இதெல்லாம் when you're single you won't get, because in most relationships, so like I won't say exclusive if you're single you won't get all these, like depends, but என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும், because when you're with someone, they can tell you things and you can tell them things which you will not experience in any other relationship, and அந்த விதத்தில் you learn a lot about yourself. and நீங்கள் வந்து நினைச்சு, I think this is a common guy problem. I think நம்ம had the conversations we had, we realized that நம்ம பேசுகிற விதம், right, நம்ம 4 பேருக்குள்ள நார்மலாக இருக்கலாம், but when you take this out of our 4 of us, you realize it's not normal, right? Your tone of voice, உங்களோட facial expression நமக்கெல்லாம் tolerate பண்ண முடியும், ஆனால் பழகி போச்சு. But when you take this out of context and you put it to someone else, their perception of you வேற மாதிரி இருக்கும், right? And your perception of yourself is completely different, right? You'll be thinking I very lepak, so I'm very lepak, what? But if let's say our face, like we both have this resting bitch face problem, right? We know that about one another, but if you take this out in a context of a relationship where somebody doesn't know that about you, their perception of you will be, this fellow like how when we first thought of each other, this fellow was some grumpy bastard, அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு யோசனை. And you'll be conscious about all these things. And என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் அந்த மாதிரி feedback கிடைக்கிறது, it makes you a better person, because you realize that okay, out of your friendship circle, if you put in like ஒரு வேலை situation, in a more public situation, you're more aware of how you look, of how you sound. Just an example. So in the மாதிரி you can improve yourself and become better in different aspects because of certain feedback. So என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட்க்கு நிறைய ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் இருக்குது இதனால. Just one, so I'll give you the rest of the examples with them.
Yeah.
Benefits in marriage.
No, just having a partner. I won't say marriage.
You're taking too long to answer.
There's a few things lah. That's why.
Oh wow.
Editing நான் உன்னை காப்பாத்திடுறேன்.
Okay. Because I have a very unfiltered tone. Mouth, tone, everything. So, and when you 3 people know me, it's normal.
Yeah.
So for my partner, right, it was very difficult at the start. It was very difficult for her. And till now, she's like, she look at me, she like, why? Because it's just me lah. Cannot. And the thing is, I have now என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் I need to be myself and my partner needs to accept me for myself, so that it becomes a nice thing. And I also believe in a relationship, communication is key. And for me, it was more difficult because in arranged marriage I had to put more effort to get the communication right.
Okay.
And and because of my mouth, it was more difficult also. And you was on a that you in the emotional intimacy had to be in a proper, how to say, you need to align, then only it will work. If not, it will break. And I learned something which is more இந்த மாதிரி எதிர்பார்க்கல that the communication I can reach to a certain level to very openly talk about everything. Now I usually very reserved with certain aspects of my communication, like my financial burden, work burden, or something things. I don't open up about these kind of things because I feel like humble ego lah, to be honest, male ego kind of thing. I don't want to talk about these kind of things. But with my partner, when I can talk about this kind of thing, it just shows how much I can do and how much communication is a key. And to have this kind of thing with someone is nice lah. I mean, with y'all, I do talk about this, but there are certain aspects I cannot talk after that. Like, there are certain things I cannot talk after that.
Yeah.
And to have this with my partner, it's nice lah. And it's a very, I think that is the thing for me lah, in this having a partner.
Sorry?
I agree with Yuva and Jauhar. Both are very important aspects. Both are very good benefits. I'll give another point. இன்னொரு point வந்து like அந்த மனசுக்கு வர stability, வர அந்த இருக்கிற ஒரு peace you will have when you come back home and then you see your wife and your kids there. So it's the feeling is very hard to describe, but I don't think you can describe that kind of feeling like seeing your kids and your wife happily in your house. It's I think biological like பேசும்போது I think we have like it's built into us.
Yeah.
We want to, this is our end, you can say our end goal, to see our wife and kids happy.
Yeah.
So benefit wise, right, it maybe single இருக்கிறப்போ like you don't okay, I'll be quite honest, right, Salavati I felt quite empty inside because like you like you're single, maybe clubbing pola, you can do all the like you can go traveling, but you come back home, right, சின்னதா ஒரு emptiness இருக்கும்.
You feel how to say, aimless, like ஒரு aim இல்லாத மாதிரி இருக்கும் sometimes.
In a way the heart feels it, not the mind. So like to see that replaced and to see that emptiness வந்து to feel being filled up by having a family, right, kids, then you realize, okay, one of the purpose of life is this lah. So
இவனை வச்சு ஒரு ஜியோகிராஃபி டாக்குமெண்ட்ரி
இவர் ஒரு மணிரத்னம் படம் மாதிரி சார். இல்ல இப்ப என் மனசுல இருக்கிறது அப்படியே வெளியே வச்சா
உன் மனசுல என்னடா இருக்கு?
It does feel empty. It honestly does feel empty.
feeling.
There is that hollowness, right?
I think for you, sorry to cut you off, but is it because like a lot of people in your circle are kalanamaittu? Because I've been in your situation but at a younger age.
Maybe partially. Okay, so I never really gave a hoot about being single or being attached.
Committed.
It was never my priority. But then after I see everyone getting attached, getting married, getting kids, then I'm like, hey, what the fuck am I doing in my life lah? Is this an end goal? Am I missing? Because I'm not. I don't mean to brag, but I think I achieved whatever I wanted to achieve at a very young age.
Good.
Right, I've set my goals. I achieved my goals. Right now it's just autopilot right now for me. But I feel like I still am missing something, and that is the hollowness. That is the
like I've been there.
I've seen people like that. I've seen people like that, but it comes into two part. Okay, one வந்து they eventually find someone. Another type of person, right, is those who start traveling, who embrace it and live beyond it, and then they learn to discard this feeling, and then they will never get into a relationship.
I'm heading towards that path.
I have seen that.
I'm heading towards, you know why I say,
for parents, right, in parents' point of view, the second one I say, that is the worrying part. That's why after certain age, parents are very worried if their kids are single.
That is the part I feel like I'm heading towards. You know why? I thought like, okay, maybe the relationship getting attached is something that I need to. I tried and it doesn't replace that hollow feeling.
Okay, எனக்கு வந்து lived experience இல்ல. So all this நான் சொல்றது is like will be hypothetical lah.
Okay.
But because எனக்கு வந்து I had the mind, I am still of the mindset where if நீங்க வந்து சிங்கிளா இருக்கும்போது if you feel like you don't have a purpose in your life, attach இருக்கும்போது அது வந்து ஒரு பிரச்சனை தான் கொடுக்கும்.
Yeah.
If உங்களுக்கு இண்டிவிஜுவலாவே உங்களுக்கு purpose கிடைக்கலனா ஒரு relationshipல you are not gonna,
you can't help
in my
each
opinion, like I said hypothetical.
Yeah.
In my opinion, சிங்கிளாக இருக்கும்போது பர்பஸ் இல்லைனா அந்த ரிலேஷன்ஷிப்புக்குள்ளே போயிட்டு அதுவே உங்கள் சோல் பர்பஸ் ஆயிட்டுன்னா you might become too dependent on that dynamic where if ஏதாவது because I have experiences where people at an older age have lost their partners and I've seen how that happens. If ரெண்டு பேர் வந்து ஒரு பில்லலாக இருந்து ஒரு ரூஃபை ஹோல்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தால் அந்த ஒரு ஆள் போயிட்டா அந்த ரூஃப் சாஞ்சிரும்.
Yeah, definitely.
So as an individual you must be strong.
Yeah.
If you are strong, your relationship will be stronger as a result. And the mari, so at that time when I was meeting you guys, that's when I was working a lot on myself. ஆனா ஒரு அந்த மாதிரி மைண்ட் செட் எடுத்து ஒரு வருஷத்துல attach ஆயிட்டு. So that's why I said it's hypothetical. But I am still of the belief that ஒரு இண்டிவிஜுவலா உங்களுக்கு அந்த purpose இருக்கணும். If you feel like by your 25 you've achieved your goals, then your goals were too small. Think bigger. That will give you your purpose.
I still have like my there is still like one long-term goal which I don't know how.
Yeah.
Right, but I've achieved what I want to achieve in terms of short term. There will always be that long. And the long-term goal kandipa irukum.
Yeah.
Kandipa and the long-term goal.
Then that's your purpose lah.
But then still there's the emptiness.
Yeah, I know. That's why I want to rebut with you. I understand where you're coming from. You will feel confident. I agree. You have to feel confident of yourself. When you put yourself out there, you have to feel confident. But
No, I'm not talking about confidence.
you need to find your purpose like as a person.
Okay, I've been single.
Okay.
I've been single when all my friends were attached.
Okay.
I've also been attached when some of my friends were single. எனக்கு புரியுது உங்களோட சர்க்கிள் உங்கள் சர்க்கிளில் 4 பேர் இருக்காங்க, மற்ற 3 பேர் அட்டாச் ஆகிட்டு உங்களுக்கு மட்டும் தான் சிங்கிளாக இருக்கீங்க, எல்லாரும் வெளியே போகிறாங்க. அந்த எம்ப்டினஸ் இருக்கும். அந்த எம்ப்டினஸ் இஸ் நாட் பிகாஸ் யூ ஃபீல் எம்ப்டி. அந்த எம்ப்டினஸ் பிகாஸ் மற்றவங்களுக்கு ஆள் இருக்கு, உங்களுக்கு இல்லை. ஸோ அந்த குறை
social pressure.
ஸோ அந்த சோஷியல் ப்ரெஷர் வந்து ஒரு குறை மாதிரி தெரியும். ஸோ அப்போ தான் ஓகே லைக்ஸே உங்கள் ஃப்ரெண்டில் எல்லா ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ்க்கும் காடி இருக்குன்னா உங்களுக்கு காடி இல்லை. அவங்களுக்கு காடி வரதுக்கு முன்னாடி உங்களுக்கு காடி வாங்குற ஆசை இல்லைன்னு வச்சுக்குவோம். அவங்களுக்கு காடி திடீர்னு வந்துட்டு உங்களுக்கு திடீர்னு காடி ஆசை வருது, அந்த மாதிரி வச்சுக்குவோம். That's not because of you want a car, that's because your friends have a car and you realize you don't have a car.
Social
This is just an example and I think if you are, because I realize that there's a pattern here.
What?
It's nothing to do with you having a car.
No, but
I don't have that. I took train.
the thing is, right, the that emptiness for me lah, in my opinion, from what I've noticed, is not due to social pressure. I think there's a lot more to it. But
I can go ahead. I can no. I've been in your shoes. So in the emptiness வந்து how does it emptiness cover பண்ணா like to cover பண்றதுக்கு வந்து நான் I've like made it my purpose to cover it like by looking for a relationship. அது பண்ணி it sort of destroyed myself.
Okay.
I sort of destroyed myself. So he has a point in what he's saying. You focus on yourself first. The relationship, like the special one வந்து from what I talk to people or in my experience, right, அது நீ unexpected வரும். At the moment that you least expect, right, you will come. And then you'll realize, hey, there's something here, and then you will automatically build itself. But you have to put the effort lah, of course.
I agree with Sharif. He said that destroy பண்ணணும் that kind of thing. But also, right, என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் the main purpose when people say they are empty and all, sometimes it's the age also. When you see yourself getting older and older, that's when you feel more like this. I mean, it is true lah. You need to find your center, find your purpose, like have a goal. Then you don't try to cover this emptiness with having a relationship and stuff. But sometimes the age factor also, I think, plays a part. This is hypothetical lah. This is my opinion. When you are younger, if you're telling me this, I mean, you have a I feel like you still got like 10 years ahead and stuff. But if you are like in the middle 30s to late 30s and you're still like this, I think that sometimes the age and the vayasanaale you feel this one, because sometimes you have this for a guy like for me I like kids, right? So I wanted to have my own kid kind of thing and I raise that kind of thing. And if you are in that kind of mentality and after a certain age you don't have, you feel like a bit sad lah. This is my opinion. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna.
Going back to the point, there is that one long-term goal which will always scare me. I don't even know whether I can achieve it, but I'll always work towards that. When I say on the short term, the mini goals, I've already achieved whatever I can. And the one long-term goal will still be there. But on the emptiness, I feel is not due to social pressure. It's due to the fact that I don't know what to expect. I think there is a fear.
So I don't know what to expect
in a relationship, I don't know, not in a relationship. I don't know what to expect if to fill up that hollowness. And the emptiness எப்படி ஏன்னா நீ முதல்ல சொன்னேன்ல ஒன்று வந்து relationship இன்னொன்று வந்து travel. So I'm doing the traveling more.
And who knows, you may meet someone during your travel.
Yeah,
right?
it's also true. It's also true. Some people get comfortable. Like from what I saw when they split into this, right? They people who travel a lot, stay single, end up love this. They embrace it to the point that they are so self-sustaining that they don't feel that they need someone ready.
I feel like I'm reaching that. But then there is still that, and the emptiness will still come and go. The emptiness will still come and go. It's not as bad as it used to be. Emptiness still comes and go. But I know I'm able to control it.
I mean, then you have to, a good question to ask. I don't know whether you have asked or I don't know whether it's சம்பந்தப்பட்ட கேள்வியானு, but நீ travel பண்றல, are you traveling to fill up the void or are you traveling to feel less empty or are you traveling to enjoy the experience of traveling?
There's
or
two
is
answers.
it a mix?
I've asked that question myself. There's two answers for that. One is new experience. I'm learning something new, pudu culture and all that. Another one is filling a void.
But it's mixed lah.
Yeah.
So it's good இந்த கேள்வியெல்லாம் கேட்குறது, because people just autopilot அப்புறம் ஒரு like 60-50 years old இதை நான் ஏன் பண்ணேன்.
Exactly.
So it's good to இந்த மாதிரி கான்ஷியஸாக இருக்கிறது.
Because அந்த கேள்வி கேட்குறது is very good. You need to be aware. I'm moving this topic, singlehood பற்றி ரொம்ப பேசியாச்சு அந்த.
Yeah.
Moving it to a con, the cons side of being married. நம்ம வந்து பாசிட்டிவாக பேசிட்டோம். What are the cons of being married or being attached? What were the cons you all faced?
I think episode start பண்ணும்போது we spoke about this a little, like உன்னோட financial freedoms and உன்னோட time freedom வந்து is really minimal. Everything has to be on a schedule, everything has to be on a routine. நீ ஏதாச்சும் லைக் ரூட்டீன் தவிர வந்து ஏதாச்சும் நீ செஞ்சா you may have to do something to catch up back to the routine. லைக் உதாரணத்துக்கு வந்து நீ வேலையிலேருந்து மேபி you fall sick, ஸோ நீ எம்சி எடுப்ப. ஸோ okay, actually that's a bad example. No, that is more like career based lah. I don't really have an example, but I think it's more like you have to stick to a routine.
I think I get what Sharif is saying. It's like, on the I think I get what Sharif is telling. Financial freedom and time freedom. Avengers la ni paathiya and the time stone when she give the example, the line katti, if you take இது வந்து there are so many possibilities னு காட்டும்ல, அந்த மாதிரி financial freedom பார்த்தீங்கன்னா we usually for me, for guys lah, I feel like many guys usually do a budgeting for a month and they follow the budgeting. So in between if you try to you feel like getting yourself something or you feel like going to somewhere expensive to eat and stuff and you break the budget a bit, you end up spending a bit more, right? That catching up, I get that's the catch up you have to do. Maybe for example அந்த வெளுத்துல பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நீ வந்து வேலை பார்க்கறீல, maybe you need to do 1 hour 2 hour OT to cover the expenditure, which is 1 hour 2 hour of time which you are voiding from your family. You get what I mean? அதுதான் that is a catch up.
I don't get paid for OT lah.
I mean it's just an example lah. That's how you do the catch up.
ரொம்ப கஷ்டத்துல சொல்ற மாதிரி.
No, we don't. I mean, after a certain level, you're not going to get paid. For
You won't get paid OT. I don't get paid
After
OT.
$2,000+ you won't get
You're not
paid
supposed to pay OT what? After certain
Why didn't
pay
I?
scale.
You pay 40 man. தெரியாத மாதிரி
ஐயா டேய் அவன சேவலடா
அம்மா ஐயா எனக்கு வேலை இல்ல.
வடி வெச்சு
What about your cons? Oh, you deem it to be a con.
I'm trying to think of something they haven't said. For me, the routine thing for me is not an issue because I'm so routine that COVID was like my daily lifestyle.
Right.
Like it didn't impact me whatsoever. நான் சந்தோஷமா இருந்தேன் வீட்ல.
Bye bye. ஒரே feeling.
Only problem is I couldn't go to the gym.
ஒரே same feeling.
So then யாரோ கேட்டாங்க like the COVID time வச்சு ரெஃபையூ நோ நான் ரூம்லயே தான் கிடப்பேன்.
நல்லா என்ஜாய் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தேன்டா. டேய்
So
சாரி பட் செம்ம காசு மிச்சம்டா. வீட்டுல சாப்பாடு இருக்கும், தண்ணி இருக்கும், எல்லாம் இருக்கும், டாய்லெட் இருக்கும் க்ளீனா. That was my biggest problem.
yeah, so I mean cons wise
இல்லன்னு சொல்லிடு.
இல்ல I mean I haven't looked at it as a con but
challenge
okay challenge னு வெச்சுக்கிறேன். I won't say it's a
challenge
because அது ஒரு con பார்த்தா உங்களோட I think your mindset is wrong.
Right.
There's a lot more logistical responsibility. Like கல்யாணம் ஆயிட்டாலே ரெஸ்பான்சிபிலிட்டி இருக்கும். ஆனால் எந்த ரிலேஷன்ஷிப்லேயும் ஒரு ரெஸ்பான்சிபிலிட்டி இருக்குது. ஒரு மகனாக இருக்கான் பட் கல்யாணம் ஆகிட்டு உங்களோட சொந்த வீட்டுக்கு போயிட்டா which I have been doing that for like 2.5-3 years, right? So சொந்த வீட்டில் போய் ஒரு ஹெல்ப்பை இல்லாமல் வாழ்கிறது without your parents is without parents, without in-law help, nothing, right? It's completely different. உங்களோட வீடு சுத்தமாக இல்லைன்னா ஒரே காரணம் நீங்கள் தான். வீடு சுத்தமாக இருந்தால் ஒரே காரணம் நீங்கள் தான். ஸோ சேம் கோஸ் ஃபார் யோர் பார்ட்னர்லா அந்த வீட்டில் இருக்கிறவங்களுக்கு. ஸோ அதனால் டு மேனேஜ் ஆல் டேட் உங்களோட வேலையை சேர்த்துட்டு உங்களோட whatever ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸை சேர்த்துட்டு ஃப்ரீ டைம் எல்லாம் சேர்த்துட்டு அதை ஒரு டைஸ் இன்டு யுவர் ரூட்டீன் ஆன்சர். அதெல்லாம் ஒரு ரூட்டீனாக செஞ்சு ஸ்டேபிள் ஆக்க நேரம் எடுக்கும். ஆனால் அந்த ஸ்டேபிள் ஆகிற அந்த ஜேர்னி இஸ் அ வெரி சேலஞ்சிங் ஜேர்னி.
ரெண்டு பேரோட டைம் டேபிள் சிங்காக இருக்கணும். ஒரு சிங்க் both of you all doing your own thing but you have to make time for each other.
And அந்த மாதிரி ஃபிகர் பண்ணும்போது when you're living with a partner you realize that சில household your partner is better, சில household you are better. Like துணி துவைக்கிறது, let's say you might not be good but your partner might be better. But எல்லாம் பிரித்து allocate பண்ணிவிட்டு ஒரு few monthsக்கு பிறகு தான் தெரியும் strengths and weaknesses. அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் you need to reallocate again. So it's not going to be சில பேர் will be thinking கல்யாணம் ஆகிட்டு okay 50-50. It's not 50-50. It's not going to be 50-50. ஏன்னா வேறு பேருக்கு வேறு strengths இருக்கும்.
I assume this is like a football team, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a team. It's like one can play better at defense, one ஒருத்தர் வந்து play better at attack.
Yeah. Sometimes they come with 30, you have to cover the 70. Sometimes they come with the 70, you will contribute with 30. That's how it
But
works.
the problem is figuring out that they are at 30. Because you might be coming home thinking 50-50. Same for them.
Right.
But then you realize they are at 30. Then you realize that you're already at 10%, but you need to fork out extra 50%, 60% to cover. அதை ஃபிகர் அப் பண்ணுறதுக்கு நேரம் எடுக்கும்.
அதனாலே ஆக்சுவலி நிறைய பிரச்சனை வரும்ல. Like a lot of disagreement.
But which
normal lah.
Which like relationship is like which worthy relationship you won't have disagreement.
Exactly.
That's true.
You definitely gonna have disagreements. Sandal or wrong, but it's all worth it lah.
Small thing also can be a disagreement.
Yeah, I mean we also disagree with one another a lot of things.
Yeah. I'm the best striker, but anyways.
I mean you telling that to us, but okay. Statistically proven. Let's go to the next topic because that's football related.
Yes.
Come on. Okay, time to
Okay, so wait, to answer the overarching question. சிங்கிளாக இருக்கிறது பெட்டரா கல்யாணம் இருக்கிறது பெட்டரா இல்லை which is better?
Perspective.
அது நீங்க ஆன்சர் பண்ணுங்க.
His perspective. அது நீங்க தான் அனுபவிக்கணும். நீங்க தான் உங்களுக்கு தான் தெரியும்.
இதை பார்த்துட்டு இது எனக்கு தெரியாதா முதலேன்னு சொல்கிற நேர்களுக்கு வந்து எஸ் மேபி உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். பட் we've given our opinions as to why we think that both sides have their pros and cons. So yeah, basically கல்யாணத்தில் பெரியவங்க வந்து கல்யாணம் ஆகலையா பிள்ளை பக்கலையா அதை கேட்குறவங்கள வந்து ஜஸ்ட் ஆன்சர் பேக், நீங்கள் இன்னும் சாவலையா.
இத்தனை நம்ம விடைபெற்றுக் கொள்கிறோம்.